Sunday night baseball from the Peach State here at Truist Park in Atlanta. The Braves hosting the rubber match of this three-game set between the Cleveland Guardians and the Atlanta Braves. You take a look at the series tied at a game apiece as both teams look for the win. Matt Olson has been hitting very hot over the past week or so. Nolan Jones shined in yesterday's win for Cleveland here in Atlanta. Erickson Profar, PED man, shines in yesterday's game in the loss. And the Braves starting pitching in the last 5 games, a 2.67 ERA in just over 30 innings pitched and 22 strikeouts. Sunday night baseball from Atlanta next here on the show. Chris Sale, the longtime vet, will get the start today here for the Braves. 3 starts so far this season. ERA pretty good at 2.37. He's got a 1-0 record in 19 innings pitched. Got 15 strikeouts to his credit for the 2024 Cy Young Award winner. Matt Olson, the hot hand over at first base for the Braves defensively as well. Stephen Kwan set to lead things off. And we are underway here on a Sunday night as Stephen Kwan takes a strike to the pleasure of this crowd here in Atlanta. In there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Tapped foul. Kwan stays alive to begin this one. Second time in 3 weeks we've had Cleveland on Sunday Night Baseball. First one was in Seattle. Hard shot to Riley at third, no problem, and there's one away here in the first. As we take a look now at the Guardians starting lineup, you just saw Stephen Kwan. Jose Ramirez, the slugging third baseman, will stand in now, followed by Kyle Manzardo. David Fry, Gabriel Arias, and Brian Rocchio in the middle. And then you got Bo Naylor, Daniel Schneemann, and Nolan Jones. Here is Jose Ramirez. What a career he's built here in Cleveland. Batting .328 coming into play today in the early season, just a couple weeks in. 0-1 from Sale inside, a ball and a strike. Just missed outside. Hitters count at 2 balls and a strike. Ramirez takes a high strike that time, 2-2. Wave and a miss, and Sale's got a strikeout. 2 away here in the first. Now the first baseman, Kyle Manzardo, the lefty, will stand in and take high for ball 1. 1 home run on the season for Manzardo. He's got 8 ribbies. Batting just over 200 in the first couple weeks of the season. Checked his swing for a strike, 1-1. Guardians come in 8-7 on the season. Braves come in 9-6. Game 3 of this 3-game set here tonight. Braves took game 1 8-3. Guardians took game 2 yesterday 8-6. Swing and a miss for Sale, and a strikeout to retire the side. A ground out followed by a couple of strikeouts for Chris Sale. Off to a good start. Guardians nothing. Braves coming to bat here on Sunday Night Baseball. Tanner Beebe will get the start today. What a pitcher's duel we've got between him and Sale. 3 starts so far this season for Beebe. He's got a 1-2 record, a 2.29 ERA, and his first task will be Matt Olson, who moves to the leadoff spot here for the Braves. Olson takes a strike at the knees, and the bottom of the first is underway. Olson swinging a hot bat to start the season, .339 average coming into play today. He's also had a good series here against the Guardians. On the ground right side, handled by Rocchio, and he makes the play for the game's first out. for Tanner Beebe. As we take a look now at the Braves starting lineup, Matt Olson just grounded out. Ronald Acuna Jr. will stand in now, followed by Drake Baldwin, the catcher. Austin Riley, Mike Yastrzemski, and Jurickson Profar in the middle. Michael Harris, Ozzie Albies, and Mauricio Dubon at the bottom. Here is Ronald Acuna Jr. He's swinging a hot bat to start the season. Takes a strike. An OPS at 1.192 in the last 6 games for Acuna. 368 batting average coming into play today. Off to a good start here in 2026. Inside 2-1. Looking to stay healthy for the entire season, which would be huge for the Braves. 2-2 Acuna in the dirt, full count. Drake Baldwin, the young prodigy here in Atlanta, waits on deck. The 3-2 Acuna. Hits it in the air, left center field. Pretty well struck, going over his Schneemann, and he makes the running catch for the second out. Just missing it is Ronald Acuna, 2 away here in the first. And Drake Baldwin to the plate. 2025 Rookie of the Year, off to a tremendous start this season. Already 6 home runs on the stat line for Baldwin. Inside 1-0. Batting average just under 300 at 294, but he has been hot over the past week. Inside 2-0. Baldwin hits it back towards the middle. On the backhand, Rocchio sets his feet and fires a strike to retire the side. Braves go 1-2-3. Good start for BB. And we are through 1 here in Atlanta. Start of the second inning here on Sunday Night Baseball. David Fry will stand in the DH today for Cleveland. Batting .231 in the early going. 1 homer, 3 runs driven in. All-star appearance a year ago for the Guardians. Downstairs for Bowl 1. All-star game in this building last season. Here at beautiful Truist Park, the Battery as they call it, right outside the stadium, always electric. Coming into the games, packed to the rooftops here tonight on a overcast but pleasant Sunday night here in Atlanta, GA. Fry with a laser beam into center field for a base hit. And the first base hit of the ball game belongs to Cleveland, and the cleanup man leads off the second with a base knock. 1 on with nobody out. And now Gabriel Arias will stand in. Arias off to a good start this season. .314 batting average, couple homers, and 7 runs driven in. OPS over 800 coming into this appearance. 1-0 pitch, Arias takes high, 2-0. Arias drives it towards the dugout. Watch out. Looked like Austin Riley had to duck out of danger there, and it's hitters count at 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss by Arias, 2-2. Runner on first is David Fry here in the second. Nobody out. Leadoff base hit for Fry moments ago. Another 2-2 from Arias. A swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Chris Sale. 3rd strikeout in the early going for Sale, 1 away. And now Brian Rocchio. Rocchio drives but fouls. 0-1. Batting a .164 in the early going. He's driven in 7 runs. Hasn't done a whole lot offensively for Cleveland, but he has been able to get some runs across. Swinging a cold bat as of late. Downstairs, ball 1. 0 for 4 with a walk in yesterday's game. In the air towards right center. That's trouble and down. Acuna cuts it off. Fry will go first to third. And Cleveland's got something cooking here in the top of inning number 2. Base hit for Brian Rocchio. And Cleveland's got runners at the corners here in the second. Didn't get all of it, just a little blooper into the hole. And now Bo Naylor comes in with an RBI spot. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Ball downstairs. 277 average for Naylor coming into play. He's driven in 9, including 3 home runs. He hit one a couple weeks ago on Sunday Night Baseball, an absolute bomb to dead center field up in Seattle. Downstairs 2-0. On the grounded foul, 2 balls and a strike. If the streak will continue here tonight, in terms of results from the games we have streamed for the 2026 MLB season, the road team has won every game that we have streamed here for 2026. Daniel Schneemann waits on deck with a 3-1 count to Bo Naylor. Got to be careful here if you're Chris Sale. Strike called, full count. We have yet to see a home team win in our games in this new season. The 3-2. Naylor taps it off of Baldwin. Just missed inside and the bases are loaded. Cleveland with an early threat here against Chris Sale. The bases are juiced for Daniel Schneemann. First pitch, wave and a miss by Schneemann, 0-1. Batting just over 200 at 213 on the season. He's driven in 3 runs. Chance to add on to the stat column right here with the bases juiced. Wave and a miss, 0-2. Big pitch. And it's inside, 1-2. Bases full of Guardians. A ball and 2 strikes. Schneemann hit by the pitch, and that'll be a run. On a 1-2 count with the bases loaded, Sale hits him, and that's how the game's first run comes across. And now Nolan Jones. Bases still loaded. Soft fly ball left field. Yastrzemski makes the running catch. No tag. 2 out. What an addition for the Braves in the offseason. Mike Yastrzemski coming over to Atlanta. They don't challenge him there. Now back to the top, and Kwan. Bases still loaded. And he attacks the first pitch and fouls it away. One 0 Cleveland here in the second. Soft fly ball into center field for Harris. And he will get there. Damage control by Chris Sale. A hit by pitch with the bases loaded brings home the game's first run. Guardians take a 1-0 lead here on a Sunday night. Austin Riley set to lead things off here for the Braves, bottom of inning number 2. And Tanner Beebe has a 1-run lead to work with now. Riley not off to a great start here in 2026, a .167 batting average. He has driven in 8 runs, however. Still looking for that first big fly of the season, outside ball 1. 169 career home runs for Austin Riley coming into play today. Coming into the season, he hasn't hit one yet. Battled some injuries last season. Down year statistically for Riley, looking to get back at it here in 2026. Not off to the greatest start, though. Hitters count here, and Riley takes outside, and we're going to get a challenge here from Naylor. It looked like it was in the zone. Let's see. Yeah, well, about half the baseball was in the zone, so it goes to a 2-2 count. Naylor wins the challenge, and now Riley will have to battle here with 2 strikes, the 2-2. Just able to get a piece of it. Outside, Riley works at full with Yastrzemski waiting on deck. Rip to the left side, and Riley's got a base hit. Good at bat to start the second inning for Riley, and a much needed base hit for him. And the leadoff man's aboard here for Atlanta. And now Mike Yastrzemski to the plate. One of the better additions in the offseason for Alex Anthopoulos and the front office staff. Yastrzemski, a good addition to this Braves lineup. See if he can come through here. Downstairs for ball 1. Doubled in yesterday's game against Cleveland. Yastrzemski fouls it off 1-1. Downstairs, hitters count now. 2 balls the end of strike for Yastrzemski. Riley, the runner at third here with nobody out. Yastrzemski back into center and back-to-back base hits for the Braves. Good start to the second inning for Atlanta, and they've got something cooking here in the bottom of inning number 2. Dinged that one right past BB. Yastrzemski with a base hit. First and second, still nobody out, and here is PED man Jurickson Profar. First pitch in there. In real life, suspended for the duration of the 2026 season. Another attack of the PEDs. But here in the show, no harm, no foul. Popped him up right side. Jones settles under it. He'll make the catch. Riley will stay at second base. 1 away here in inning number 2. And now Michael Harris, the second, will stand in here for Atlanta. He's still looking for his first home run of the season, batting a .176 coming into play today. Looking to turn that around. First pitch, left side, through, base hit. Riley will round third. Here comes the throw from Quan. It is late. Tie game, 1-1. Michael Harris, the RBI single. Got a breaking ball over the heart of the plate. And he served it the other way for a base knock. Re-energizes this crowd here in Atlanta. And we're all tied for Ozzie Albies to the plate. Albies has to bend out of danger there, 1-0. The tie game at 1. Cleveland strikes in the top half of the second. Braves respond in the bottom half to tie the game at 1 apiece. In there for a strike, 1-1. Crowd rejuvenized. In there for a strike to Albies, 1-2. Albies chops it to the right side. Snared by Manzardo. Second one. Back at him. Double play. Beautiful turn. 3-6-3. And the inning comes to a close. But Michael Harris with the RBI single ties us at 1. Take a look at the early league leaders in doubles. Jose Ramirez finds himself on the list, tied for 4th. A few different guys. 6 doubles on the season for Jose Ramirez. Shea Langoliers of the Athletics currently leads the list with 8 doubles on the early season. High to Ramirez, 1 ball, no strikes. 328 batting average coming into play today. He's dropped a few points after going 0 for 1 to start. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hitters count to a dangerous hitter. Ramirez hits it in the air, center field. Long run, Acuna makes the catch.
Up next to Cleveland, the first baseman, number 9, Kyle Manzardo.
And now Kyle Manzardo. That one misses off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Wave and a miss. 2 and 2. Full count. David Fry waits on deck here for Manzardo, the 3-2. Strike 3 called. Sale pounded a fastball right by him. 4 strikeouts now for Chris Sale, and there's 2 away here in the third. And now David Fry to the plate, who singled his first time. '50th pitch for Sale finds the zone, 0-1. Home run in yesterday's game for Fry, a 3-run shot. Fouled away, 0-2 quickly. Inside, 1-2. Wave and a miss. Chris Sale has a clean third inning here against Cleveland. Tied at 1 to the bottom of the third we go on Sunday night. Series recap for the first 2 games of this set. Atlanta won the first game 8-3. Cleveland came back with a win yesterday, 8-6 in a high-scoring affair. Rubber match of this 3-game set here tonight between the Braves and the Guardians, all tied at 1 apiece. Halfway through the third inning, Mauricio Dubon set to stand in here for Atlanta. And the first pitch from BB misses high, 1-0. 0 for 4 in Dubon's previous game, batting .250. Coming into the game today, 1-1. Breaking ball fouled off, and Dubon is down 1-2 in the count. Off the end of the bat, slow roller towards second. Rocchio makes the play. And there's 1 away here to start the third.
Up next to the Braves, the first baseman, Matt Olson.
And now back to the top of the order we go, and Matt Olson. 3 for 10 in the series. Batting .333 coming into play today. Olson yanks it to the right side. And the play will be made by Manzardo. Quickly, 2 out here for the Braves in the third. And now to Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna.
Nobody on, 2 out. Bottom of inning number 3 here from Atlanta, tied at 1. Acuna at the dish. Wave and a miss. Off the plate. Ball and a strike to Acuna. We mentioned the records earlier. Braves 9-6, Guardians 8-7. As Acuna very unhappy with that call. And he was right. 2 balls and a strike, they count to Acuna. Neither one of these teams have really taken the league by storm as of yet. Fly ball into right center. Jones drifts back, and we will finish the thought on the other side. End of 3 here in Atlanta, tied at 1 on Sunday Night Baseball from Truist Park.
For the
5, 6, and 7 due up here for Cleveland. Top half of inning number 4, starting with Gabriel Arias, followed by Brian Rocchio and Bo Naylor here in the 4th. Ball 1 from Chris Sale, who is already over 50 pitches here in the 4th inning. In there for a strike, 1-1. We started to talk about before the 3rd out in the bottom of the 3rd. The records for these two teams, the Braves 9-6 on the season, Cleveland 8-7. Neither one of them have really taken the league by storm as of yet. It's still early. Higher expectations than a year ago for the Braves. And a strike, 3 called on Arias. 1 away here in the 4th. Cleveland is going to be an interesting team to watch this season. In a what should be competitive American League Central, Kansas City has higher expectations this season. Cleveland expected to be in the mix as well in the American League Central. Going to be a battle to who finds out at the top going into the summer. Should be a fun to watch in the American League Central as well. A lot of competitive baseball, you would have to imagine. High fly ball down the left side. Over is Yastrzemski, and he makes the running catch in foul territory. 2 away here in the 4th.
Up next for Cleveland.
And that'll bring in Bo Naylor, the 7-hole hitter. Walked back in the 2nd inning. Outside for ball 1. In terms of the Braves in the National League East, going to be competitive again. Everybody expecting Philadelphia to be right back in the mix, if not better than they were a season ago. Very curious to see what the Braves can do. If they can stay healthy, they'll probably be in the mix. And then you've got the teams in the Nationals and the Marlins who are kind of sleeper teams, you have to imagine. Washington might have a little bit more difficult of a time than Miami. Sliding stop by Olsen here, and that'll retire the side. Matt Olsen, the Gold Glover a year ago. Multiple in his career, shows you why. Halfway through 4 in Atlanta. Offense in this series for the Braves. They average just under 5 runs per game. They're hitting well, 338 average here against Cleveland. They've got 5 homers. They've driven in 13 runs, 8 extra base hits. And see if they can get something to add on to that stat column here with their young star, Drake Baldwin, making a name for himself, standing in to lead things off. Takes a strike, 0-1. Wave and a miss by Baldwin. Quickly, 0-2. Just to finish that thought from the previous inning, Phillies expected to be at the top as usual. Braves going to be interesting if they can stay healthy down the stretch. Then you've got 3 teams kind of in the middle of that National League East race. At least looking at the projections and looking at what could happen on paper. You've got the New York Mets, who lost a ton of pieces, including their big guy, Pete Alonso. Into center field for Schneemann, who makes the catch for out number 1. Mets lost Pete Alonso. They gained Luis Robert. So that's going to be an interesting team. The pitching is going to be interesting as well. Edwin Diaz is now a Los Angeles Dodger. Going to take a lot for the Mets to get back. You obviously still have Juan Soto, so they're going to be an interesting team to watch down the stretch. A lot of people are saying that they're going to be worse than they were a year ago. Missing the playoffs once again, the New York Mets. Last year, Miami could be a sleeper team in the National League East. And then Washington as well, going to be in that mix, kind of trying to find their stride probably in the summer months. Going to be interesting. The National League East, usually competitive and a very entertaining division to watch. Mike Yastrzemski will stand in now here in the bottom of the 4th, 2 away. Tanner Beebe cruising through this 4th inning right now. Yastrzemski base hit his first time. He's 1 for 1. Checked his swing, ball 1. Way high, 2-0. Three balls and a strike. Full count now. Ripped right field. Back is Jones, no chance, over his head. Mike Yastrzemski's 2 for 2. And he keeps the 4th inning alive with a stand-up double. 100 miles an hour off the bat for Yastrzemski, his second 2-bagger of the season, and the inning will continue. The PED man, Jurickson Profar. PED man stands in with a runner on second. He takes outside, ball 1. 3 homers and 9 ribbies so far this season for Profar. In there for a strike, 1-1. 13 season in the majors for Jurickson Profar, just over 1,000 hits. Decent speed at second base with Yastrzemski. Base hit might give the Braves the lead. Profar takes high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down the left side and foul. They'll do it again. Deuces are wild. Tanner Beebe against Jurickson Profar. Profar pokes it foul. Good job to stay alive. Deuces wild offering. And Profar rips it and just foul. 104 miles an hour off the bat. Profar just missed it. And they'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Profar fouls it off again. Line drive into the glove of Arias, who makes the catch to retire the side. Braves strand 1. Profar lines out hard, and the inning comes to a close. To the 5th inning we go. Daniel Schneemann set to lead things off here for the Guardians. 8-9-1. Due up here against Chris Sale, who's given up just the 1 run. Here in a tie game at 1 apiece. And now Chris Sale might be hurt. Grabbing at his shoulder area. They're going to pull him out of this game. So because of the injury, Ian Hamilton will have to come in out of the bullpen. Minimal warm-up pitches, 9 games under his belt so far this season. 4.7 ERA for him. He's got a 1-1 record. And he'll come in the middle of this count here against Daniel Schneemann. Hopefully Sale's okay. Good sliding stop, but a bobble by Dubon. He can't handle it. Base hit for Schneemann. 1 pitch into Hamilton's appearance, and now Nolan Jones with a runner aboard. First pitch hack and a foul ball, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Jones, wave and a miss. 0-2 with more action in the Braves bullpen. Dylan Lee and Aaron Bummer warming out there for the Braves. Tie game at 1 here in the 5th. It's been entertaining so far. 0-2, Jones grounds it foul. They'll do it again. Fouled off once more. Outside, 1-2. Right over the heart of the plate. Another foul ball by Jones. And the battle continues. On the ground to short, Willie Mays for 2. Albies relay in time, double play. 6-4-3. You'll find that in every baseball textbook. So quickly 2 away, back to the top we go, and Stephen Kwan, who is 0 for 2. And he takes a strike. 0 for 2 tonight is Kwan, fly out and a ground out. On the ground left side. Dubon cuts it off, throw across in time, and the inning is over. Hamilton does a good job coming in after the Sale injury. Halfway through 5, tied at 1. Michael Harris, the second, set to stand in and lead things off here in the bottom of inning number 5. Harris 1 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Driven in 7 runs over the past 10 games for Michael Harris. He scored a run earlier. Wave and a miss there, 0-2. Good take. Tanner Beebe at 63 pitches now here in the 5th. Harris skies it into straightaway center. In a few steps is Schneemann, who makes the catch. 1 out here in the 5th.
The batter, number 1, second baseman.
Now second baseman Ozzie Albies. Just 1 hit in the series for Ozzie. He is 0 for 1 with the ground out here tonight. And the first pitch to him fouled off. Find out at Carousel, Ozzie Albies spent every moment of his major league career in a Braves uniform. 0-2. One of the many stars in this Braves lineup waves and misses there, 2 out.
Up next for the Braves, the shortstop, Mauricio.
And that is the first strikeout. I didn't even realize that was the first strikeout of the game for Tanner Beebe. It took him 5 innings, but he finally got the first strikeout of his ball game, and now Dubon checks his swing. They'll check over to first, and he did not go. 1 ball, no strikes. Longtime vet Dubon, drafted back in 2013. Kind of floated around the league, finds himself here in a Braves uniform. In the air to right, Jones on the move, makes the catch, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Beebe, who's cruising through 5 in Atlanta. Still tied at 1 here on Sunday Night Baseball. It's been an entertaining game to start here through the first half of this game. 1-1 our score. It started off with Cleveland taking the 1-0 lead in the second. Braves quickly responded in the bottom half of the second to tie us at 1. Since then, the pitching has been excellent. Tanner Beebe doing his job on the bump, got his first strikeout of the ball game just last inning. That one dropped out of sight from Ozzie Albies. Pitching has been good. Chris Sale had to exit due to an injury, and now the Braves will go to another arm in their bullpen, Dylan Lee, who is appearing in his 7th game of the season. And his first task will be the ever-dangerous Jose Ramirez. Strike 1. Batting over 300 to start the year is Ramirez. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Fouled away, 0-2 the count. Sixteenth game of the season for both of these teams. Strike 3 call. Dylan Lee gets the strikeout of Ramirez, and there's 1 away. Now Kyle Manzardo. 3-hole here for Cleveland. Nobody on, 1 out. Downstairs to Manzardo, 1 ball, no strikes. Acquired back in 2023 from the Tampa Bay Rays. Manzardo takes high, ball 2. Got the corner. 2 balls and a strike. Manzardo batting just under 200 on the season, a $196. Hits it the other way for Riley with a good backhand. And his throw across is a bullet. 2 out. Quickly 2 out here in the 6th. Austin Riley makes that last play, and now David Fry. 1 for 2 with a base hit and a run scored in the ball game. Nobody aboard here, and 2 out for Fry. Lefty versus righty matchup in favor of Fry here. The 2024 All-Star stands in here for the Guardians. On the ground to short, Dubon. No problem. Side retired. Pitching continues to be good. Dylan Lee, a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. Top of the Braves order due up in a tie game at 1. First baseman Matt Olson will stand in to lead things off. Bottom of inning number 6, tied at 1 here in Atlanta. Tanner Beebe remains out there. He has been good. 70 pitches to start the bottom of the 6th as Olson takes a called strike, but he's going to challenge it immediately. And he wins it. We've had 3 ABS challenges in this game. All 3 have been successful. The Braves have 2 of those 3. Fouled off by Olson here, a ball and a strike. Olson, Acuna, and Baldwin here in the 6th. Outside, 2 balls and a strike to Matt Olson. Olson yanks it to right. Jones had a late break on it, but he still gets there. 1 away.
outfielder, number 13, Ronald.
And now Ronald Acuna Jr., who is 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts. 2 hits in the series for Ronald. He's 2 for 9. Acuna takes a strike that's going to be challenged. And Acuna, who challenged one earlier and won, is now 2-0. That one wasn't even close. And Acuna ahead in the count, 1-0. Another strike called, 1-1. Acuna with a slow roller to short. Arias on the charge. High throw corralled by Manzardo, and there's 2 away. Acuna now 0 for 3, 2 away here in the 6th very quickly for BB. And now the catcher, Drake Baldwin, who is 0 for 2. Baldwin attacks the first pitch and fouls it off, 0-1. Rookie of the Year in the National League a season ago for Drake Baldwin. Stepped up in a big way with the injuries that Sean Murphy faced. Another foul ball, 0-2. '80th pitch of the game is a strikeout for Tanner Beebe. Continuing to dominate here in Atlanta as we head to the 7th. Another new pitcher into the game here for Atlanta. Tyler Kinley will come in to take over the pitching duties. 4 games under his belt this season so far. He's pitched 5 innings and has a .180 ERA. Gabriel Arias set to stand in, leading things off for the Guardians. Tied at 1 here in the 7th. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Kinley's got that nasty 12-6 curveball. And he featured it on the first pitch. Now he comes back with a fastball that's going to be challenged by Baldwin. It was called the ball, and it's a strike. Barely. The players are still undefeated on ABS challenges tonight. And now it's 0-2 to Arias. Kinley. Swing and a miss by Arias. 1 away. Top of the zone, and he was ahead of it. Arias goes down swinging. 1 away. Here's Brian Rocchio. Rocchio takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Singled back earlier in the ball game. He's 1 for 10 in the series with that hit he had earlier tonight. Ripped into center. No chance for Harris. Base hit. 102 miles an hour off the bat from Brian Rocchio, and he's aboard, representing the go-ahead run in the 7th. Scorched that ball. And now Bo Naylor. 0 for 1 with a walk. Swing and a miss. Homered earlier in this series. Last time we had the Guardians on Sunday Night Baseball 2 weeks ago, he hit a mammoth home run in Seattle. Go ahead run at first base. 0-1. Naylor pops it foul. Breaking ball never found the zone. 1-2 now the count. One-two pitch. Downstairs, even at 2-2. High fastball, full count, 3-2. Daniel Schneemann waits on deck here for Cleveland. Cleveland got their only run in the ball game on a bases-loaded hit by pitch issued by Chris Sale. And a ground ball right side past Olsen and into right for a base hit. Rocchio moves up to second base, and it's first and second now for Cleveland with one man out. Naylor, the base hit to the right side. Traffic on the bases here for the Guardians. Daniel Schneemann stands in. First pitch fouled off. One for one in the ball game with a single. 3 for 10 in the series, a double and an RBI here in Atlanta. Right over the heart of the plate, driven towards left. Yastrzemski will settle under it to make the catch. 2 away here in the 7th.
Up next to Cleveland, the right fielder, Nolan Jones.
Looper on top of the dugout trying to get the fans into it. Nolan Jones to the plate. 2 on with 2 out. First pitch fouled off, 0-1. Ball and a strike now to Nolan Jones. 367 average batting coming into this at bat. Fouls it off 1-2. And Kinley is a strike away from getting out of the jam. Just missed. Good pitch and a good take as the battle continues. Tyler Kinley. Nolan Jones. Left side into the glove of Dubon, and this side is retired. Kinley gets out of the jam, and it's time to stretch here in Atlanta. Bottom of inning number 7, Austin Riley set to stand in and lead things off for the Braves. 1 for 2 in the ball game with a base hit. Takes high, ball 1. Tanner Beebe remains out there. His pitch count is decent. Bottom of inning number 7, he's at 81 pitches. In there for a strike to Riley. Gave up the 1 run all the way back in the bottom of inning number 2. In fact, both of the runs in this game were both scored in the second inning. Cleveland scored 1 in the top half of the second, and Riley the bottom half. Swing and a miss there, 1-2. Strike 3 called. Riley takes it at the top of the zone, no challenge. That's the 3rd strikeout for Beebe. So 1 away, here's Mike Yastrzemski. 2 for 2 in the ball game, and he hammers that one foul. Double and a single, halfway home to the cycle here in Atlanta. 1 homer on the season, 2 RBIs to one of the newest Atlanta Braves. Inside. Downstairs, hitters count, 2 balls and a strike. Ooh, high strike called, and Yastrzemski didn't like that one. Here comes another challenge. And the players are still undefeated. 6-0 now in the ball game. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Yastrzemski, who takes right down the middle. Full count at 3-2. Yastrzemski off the fists. Good battle here. Pitch count getting up there for Beebe. He's over 90. This could be the final batter Tanner Beebe faces. The 3-2. Outside, he walked him. And Yastrzemski, the go-ahead run, is aboard at first base. And that's going to do it for Tanner Beebe. PED man set to the plate. Tanner Beebe's excellent performance comes to a close, but we can't close the book on it just yet. He's responsible for Yastrzemski at first base. Sean Armstrong will come out of the bullpen to take over for Tanner Beebe. Look to continue the excellent ways on the bump for Cleveland. 6 games under his belt this season so far. .142 batting average, ERA. .142 ERA for Armstrong. And PED man will be the first guy to face him here in the bottom of inning number 7. Profar 0 for 2. Fouled off, 0-1. Profar yanks it down the right side. Jones on the run, makes the running catch. And there's 2 away here in the 7th. And now Michael Harris will stand in, 1 for 2, RBI single back in the 2nd. Responsible for the 1 run on the board for the Braves. Harris didn't bite, 1-0. Harris takes on the outside edge, 1-1. Yastrzemski, the runner on over at first, representing the go-ahead run. Harris takes inside, hitters count at 2 balls, the end of strike. 2-1. Harris with a wave and a miss. Sean Armstrong now a strike away from getting out of the 7th here. Taking over for Tanner Beebe. 7th pitch out of the bullpen, the Deuces Wild offering. Harris rips it, but foul. Harris on the ground towards second. Rocchio makes the play, and the side is retired. Braves strand 1, and we are still tied at 1 after 7 here in Atlanta. Sunday night baseball heading to the late innings in a good one. New pitcher into the game here for Atlanta once again. Robert Suarez will get the call. 7th appearance of the season about to get underway for him, and he'll have the top of the Guardians order, starting with Stephen Kwan. It'll be Kwan, Ramirez, and Manzardo here in the 8th. First pitch, a wave and a miss by Stephen Kwan, with Raisel Iglesias warming up in the Braves bullpen. Getting towards that time. Kwan fouls it off, 0-2 quickly. Swing and a miss, got him on 3 pitches. And Kwan is out number 1 here in the 8th. Now Jose Ramirez. Ramirez takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Still batting over 300 on the season despite an 0 for 3 performance tonight. Downstairs 2-0. Three balls and no strikes to Ramirez. Manzardo looming on deck. Now how do you attack this if you're Robert Suarez? Do you even try throwing it to Ramirez here? Let's see if he has the green light as well. He does, and he takes a strike, 3-1. Ramirez still way ahead. Got to be careful here if you're Suarez. Strike called, and Ramirez is going to challenge it immediately. And it's ball 4. 7-0 now in the game are these players on ABS challenges. That'll bring in Kyle Manzardo to the plate. Ramirez, the runner on over at first. One out here in the 8th, and he takes inside. One 0 in there for a strike. Baldwin's throw to second, no chance. Huge jump for Ramirez, and now the go-ahead runs in scoring position here for Cleveland. A ball and a strike, Manzardo at the dish. In there for a strike, 1 and 2. Have not had a run in this game since the 2nd inning for either side. The 1-2 pitch. In the air, right center. Long run, Acuna. He'll get there to make the catch. Ramirez will not tag. 2 away here in the 8th inning. David Fry now the cleanup man. Runner on second with 2 out. In there for a strike, 0-1. Fouled away, and now it's 0-2 for Robert Suarez. Suarez looking to get the Braves out of the 8th. No balls and 2 strikes. David Fry takes downstairs. Fry down the right side and out of play. They'll do it again. What a battle this has been all night long between these hitters and pitchers. Tied at 1 in the 8th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Robert Suarez to Fry. Inside, 2-2. Ramirez, the runner at second base. Deuces are wild. The 2-2. Got him looking! And that'll retire the side. Robert Suarez pumped up, and so are these fans. We've got a dandy into the bottom of the 8th. 8, 9, and 1 due up here for the Braves. Bottom inning number 8. Sean Armstrong remains out there out of the bullpen for Cleveland. And Ozzie Albies takes a strike. And he's going to challenge it. Another challenge, our 8th of the game. And wow! I don't think you can get any closer. And the players are now 8-0 on ABS challenges tonight. And it's 1-0 to Albies, who hits this one in the air, left field. Stephen Kwan will give it a look and out of play. Chopped foul at the plate, 1-2. Fouled right off of Naylor behind the plate, 1-2. Albies leading things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Fouls it off to stay alive. Good battle here to start the 8th inning. It continues. Albies rips it. Snared on a bobble by Manzardo, and what a play in recovery. Manzardo makes the play, and there's one out here in the 8th inning. And now to the 9-hole, Mauricio Dubon. Swings and drives it left field down the line, going towards the corner and foul. In there for a strike, 0-2. Popped up and into the seats. No balls and 2 strikes once again to Dubon. Braves are spoiling off some good pitches here in this 8th inning. Armstrong about to throw his 20th pitch out of the bullpen. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called on a high pitch. Dubon with a little bit of a stare, but no challenge. And there's 2 away. And that's where Armstrong is going to get pulled. Pitch count got up a little bit here in the 8th inning, so they'll change it with Matt Olson looming on deck. New pitcher into the game, the left-hander Eric Sabrowski will come in. 7 games under his belt so far this season, a .257 ERA. He's pitched 7 innings, he's got 1 hold, and lefties are batting just over 100 against him. And he's got a lefty coming to the plate now, and Matt Olson with 2 out in the bottom of inning number 8. First pitch high, 1-0. 0 for 3 in the ball game is Olson. .323 average so far this season. Swinging a good bat. Been held quiet so far here tonight. Olson with a big hack. 9-game hitting streak to start the season. Hangs in the balance as well, potentially here for Matt Olson. And a wave and a miss there, 1-2. Fouled it off, spoiled it, and he stays alive. Such a nasty pitcher, especially to left-handers. Olson swings and misses, and the side is retired. Sabrowski does his job, gets Olson to swing and miss, and we head to the 9th in a 1-1 game. Top half of inning number 9 here in Atlanta. Gabriel Arias set to lead things off. Robert Suarez remains out there at 18 pitches out of the bullpen. Arias swings at the first pitch, skies it into straightaway center for Harris. To the crowd's pleasure, 1 pitch, 1 out. And now Brian Rocchio, 2 for 3 with a couple singles. Lefty versus righty in favor of Rocchio. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Downstairs, 1-1. Wave and a miss, 1-2. 96 miles an hour from Robert Suarez. One-two, Suarez. Fouled off by Rocchio. Got him! 99 miles an hour from Suarez, and there's 2 away. And that's where Suarez gets pulled right here on a high note. Couple big time outs for Suarez in the 9th. And we go to the bullpen one more time with 2 out. The closer coming in, not in a save opportunity, but a chance to send it to the bottom of the 9th. Raisel Iglesias comes in, 2 out, nobody on in the 9th, trying to send this game to the bottom half. And a tie game at 1. First pitch swing, Naylor sends it to right center, Harris on the run, gets there. 1 pitch is all it takes for Raisel Iglesias. A win tonight for the Braves will be in walk-off fashion. And they've got the right guys coming to the plate. We'll see what happens. Bottom of inning number 9, tied at 1. Ronald Acuna Jr. set to stand in against Eric Sabrowski, who remains out there. Acuna takes a strike. MVP chants echoing through Truist Park here in Atlanta. Acuna fouls it off, 0-2 now quickly. Acuna fouls it off down the line. A little bit of a gasp from the crowd who is echoing in this building. Battle continues, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Acuna fouls it off again. The MVP chants have subsided here in Atlanta, but the intensity is still here. Inside 2-2. And a different chant has begun here at Truist Park. What an atmosphere. And we're going to get a challenge here from Naylor. Acuna thought it was ball 3, and so does ABS. So full count now here to Ronald Acuna. Wave and a miss, and Sabrowski gets him for out number 1. A huge strikeout to start the 9th. And now Drake Baldwin, the reigning Rookie of the Year, stands in with nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 9. Yanks this one towards right field. Jones on the run, gets there, 2 out. Just missing it is Drake Baldwin. 2 away now, and we're going to get a pitching change here for Cleveland. Sabrowski does his job, 2 out here in the bottom of inning number 9, and a pitching change here for the Guardians.
Now pitching for Cleveland, number 52, Matt Festa.
Matt Festa comes out of the bullpen here for Cleveland. His task will be Austin Riley. 1 for 3 in the ballgame with a single and the 1 run scored for Atlanta. 2 out, bottom 9, tied at 1. First pitch is outside, ball 1. That one misses down. Riley ahead in the count, 2-0. Been a rough start to the season for Riley. He can change that with one swing. Strike one, 2-1. Riley fouls it off, 2-2 now the count. Deuces are wild. Festa against Riley here in the bottom of inning number 9. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled off by Riley. The at-bat will continue. Riley in the air to straightaway center, barely having to move is Schneemann. And we've got bonus baseball here tonight in Atlanta. Tied at 1, to the 10th we go. All knotted up. First extra innings game on Sunday Night Baseball this season. Raisel Iglesias will remain out there, just 1 pitch in the top half of inning number 9. Extra inning run rule in effect. Runner at second base here for Cleveland to start the 10th inning. In the air to center field. Harris charging. Back is Arias, and he can't get there. Throw to third late. A little bloop single into center field by Schneemann. And it's runners at the corners here for Cleveland. That was Dubon, rather, that went back from shortstop. He just found the gap. And Cleveland's got runners at the corners here with nobody out for Nolan Jones. He squares around a bunt. Pops it up in the air. Albies will make the catch. Huge out number 1 for Raisel Iglesias. And a bad mistake by Nolan Jones. Huge out number 1, and now back to the top, and Stephen Kwan. His goal is just to get it into the outfield. Downstairs for ball 1. Kwan tries to drag bunt. He pops it up. And just like that, they're 2 away and make it 3. A double play ends the inning. How about that? Braves with a chance to walk it off in the bottom of inning number 10. Mike Yastrzemski will stand in here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Winning run at second base here for Atlanta, represented by Austin Riley. Yastrzemski takes a strike. Yastrzemski rips it, caught, what a catch! Rocchio saves the day for Cleveland, and there's 1 away. Wow! That ball was scorched off the bat of Mike Yastrzemski. And now PED man with a chance to win it. Downstairs, ball 1. 0 for 3 tonight is Profar. He's hit 2 home runs in this series. He's driven in 4 runs. And a chance to send everybody home happy here in Atlanta tonight. High for ball 2. Right down the middle, 2-1. Just missed inside, 3-1 with Harris waiting on deck. Profar hits it down the left field line. It's fair. Here comes Riley, and the Braves have walked off the Cleveland Guardians tonight. Jurickson Profar comes through. He goes the other way, drops it in fair. Riley scores easily, and the Braves win a thriller 2-1 in 10. What a game from Atlanta tonight. And the Braves take the series 2-1. It took an extra inning, but the Braves got it done. Final line score of this one: 2 runs on 5 hits for the Braves, no errors. 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Guardians. Raisel Iglesias gets the win. Matt Festa gets the loss, and the Braves win it here tonight in walk-off fashion. It was a fun one here in Atlanta tonight. Both teams scored 1 run in the top and bottom of the second inning. And then we were tied at 1 all the way through to the 10th inning. The pitching was great. The offense was good. It had its moments, but none bigger than the Jurickson Profar walk-off base hit to win it for the Braves. We will be back on Wednesday for a special Jackie Robinson Day edition between the Mets and the Dodgers from Dodger Stadium. Till then, good night